Hi guys! Welcome back to the channel. My name is Leisan and today I'd like to share my experience of applying for an E-2 visa as a dependent. As you know, Luke, my husband, is the main visa applicant and he has been working on the papers for quite a long time now and we're pretty much ready to submit our documents. And this whole time I've been a dependent visa applicant. And the way it works for him and the way it works for me is actually quite different. I'd like to focus on three different areas which I find the most important. The first one is your nationality, your and your spouse's. Second, what amount of work the both of you need to do and how different it is. And the third one, probably the most important one, what job opportunities you have once you move to the US. Let's start with the first one, the nationality. Whether you are eligible to be a dependent, a US visa applicant, the E-2 type visa specifically. Now, in my case, I'm a Russian citizen and Russia is not eligible to apply for an E-2 visa. It's not in the list. Actually, if you look in the description, there will be a link, the official link, which you can follow and open and see whether your country is eligible for it. I am not eligible. I cannot apply for an E-2 visa. But Luke can, because he is a UK citizen and people from the UK can apply for this visa. But as a dependent, for me, it doesn't matter that my country is not in the list. My country is not eligible, but as a dependent, I can still, together with my husband, apply and move to the US on an E-2 visa. So that is totally not a problem. Now, in your case, so if you are a couple and one of you is eligible and the other one isn't, fine, then the one who's eligible can go ahead with the E-2 visa and the other one will be a dependent. But if both of you can apply, if both of your nationalities are good to apply for it, then you have better options. You can actually choose who will be the dependent and who will be the main applicant. Now, moving on to the second point, which is about how much work is involved in what I do for the two of us to get this visa, to apply, to submit our papers and to finally, hopefully, be granted this visa. I have to be honest, this one is pretty, I don't know, embarrassing. I don't really have to do much. It feels like Luke's doing everything. Now, they ask for lots of things from him, lots of documentation like his CV, his qualifications, different certificates, lots of bank statements and papers related to the sale of our house and lots of other things. And of course, which maybe is the most important one, they want all the papers related to a business. As you know, we bought a business in the US and everything related to the business, the company, they want all the papers from Luke and everything is in his name. Whereas for me, they only asked for a couple of things: my ID, my previous US visas, if I've had them, my legal status in the UK, and in some cases I heard that people need to provide a background check. Well, I didn't. That's it. That's pretty much it. Now, moving on to the third point, which I believe is the most interesting and exciting, is what job opportunities I can have as a dependent E-2 visa applicant in the US. I'd say that there are three main options. One of them is I can be working with Luke on the main business that we are doing. Luke, in this sense, he's pretty limited. He has to be doing the business. He has to grow and develop it. He has to work on it. He has to employ people. That is the only thing he can be doing. Like, he can't just stop doing it and do something else. Whereas for me, that is my option. If I choose to do that, if that's what the two of us want to do, we can work on the business together. I can do admin things. I can do physical things. I can essentially do anything I want. I would be employed by this business. Now, the second option is that I can start my own business or I can be freelance. I can do my own thing, right? That's the second option. And the third option here is I can be employed. I can choose to find a job, apply, and be employed by a different company. Or the fourth option, it's okay if I don't do anything as well. Now, what's interesting about this whole situation is, in the past, when a dependent applicant entered the country, they would have to wait for several months to get a work permit. It seems like that is not the case anymore. Since 2022, you get this work permit automatically when you enter the country. I believe it's called the form I-94, which allows you to, it authorizes you to work automatically, so you don't need to wait for several months to get a work permit. But what our business broker told us, which I think really makes sense, he advised that one of us, which of course has to be me because Luke cannot do it, he's tied to the business, so that the spouse would have a job and be formally employed. And that is also a very good option because that helps you save a lot of money, in particular because of health bonuses, the insurances, which include family members. So if you get a good job, if you work for a good company that covers all those like social benefits and other similar things, it's a great way to save money. And there may be also some other good things that come with it, for instance, financial stability, because depending on what business you do and maybe your business skills, you don't know how things may go. And to be honest, there may be external factors that affect things like COVID or whatever, you know what I mean? Whereas if you get a job, a proper job, and work for a company, there may be more stability. But on top of it, if I am employed and if I'm a great worker, I'm a great specialist, there are some other options for the future that open up. As you know, because we've mentioned it before, I hope you remember that the E-2 visa does not lead to a green card or a permanent residency or citizenship. It doesn't. But if one of us is employed, which is me again, then I could open up more opportunities for other types of visas which are employment related. Now, if you have any questions, I'll be very glad to answer them. Otherwise, have a beautiful day. Talk to you later.